Okay, so now what are we broadcasting?
Yeah, my voice, our voice. Pressure is on. Game on. All right, so we're getting started with videos in your classroom or giving your students a voice with YouTube. So there's only two of us here, so it's going to be really informal after this little introduction. So from there, feel free to follow along and go to the presentation that's posted there as you see fit. So looking at benefits of using video, how to consume and share video, and how to create video. So really we look at, thinking about, you probably can attest more than anybody, like video has changed the world drastically. So I thought this was interesting. This was the Bill Gates Ice Bucket Challenge. So I don't know how many people saw it, but did you see this one yet?
No.
And after I dealt with this bucket of ice, I thought I need to nominate three new people to challenge. So I'm going to challenge Bill Gates, my partner at Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg, and Netflix's founder and CEO.
So you can speed up YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do it a lot? Does it bother you or not?
Music, you change the pitch.
Yeah.
So.
That's kind of cool actually to use for music too. Ah.
And Bill Gates, my partner at Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg, and Netflix's founder and CEO, Reed Hastings.
I'm glad to give ALS. It's a great cause, but I want to accept this challenge. I want to do it better than it's been done. I'm working on this. Got this design. There we go. Yeah.
True Bill Gates fashion.
I'm here to join the people bringing attention to Lou Gehrig's disease by taking the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm going to challenge three more people: Elon Musk, Ryan Seacrest, and Chris Anderson with TED. Consider yourself challenged. You have 24 hours. Good luck.
So you know how much was raised for ALS through the Ice Bucket
It
Challenge?
was the biggest fundraiser ever.
It was like $110 million or something like that. Ridiculous. So all because of a video. And I don't know if you're familiar with these, but Dove Onslaught, or Onslaught, right? Onslaughter. So Dove came out and really put pressure on like beauty contests and all of these other things. So there's a whole bunch of videos that they pushed out really about, social pressure and body image and all these other things. And they're really kind of like a leader now in saying, like, everyone doesn't have to look like that supermodel. Like, that's not natural. That's not the way it's supposed to be, all through video. So the question becomes, how do we really give kids a voice? What can we use video for? So first on through is collecting. So how do we collect videos, get them to our kids? How can we use them? What are some different things with that? And then the other is creating, which we'll probably spend the most time on, because I think that's what's going to be most beneficial. So we just jump through collecting real quick. We did like a top 10 on YouTube. So first is creating and subscribing to channels. So if you've never leveraged using channels, if you find someone who pushes something out, channels are a great way to do that. You can join or subscribe to a channel by clicking on the subscribe button over here. And then once you subscribe to them, it'll show up under my channels. And you can always dig into this more later when the time goes through. If you're on a channel that you're subscribed to, it'll show it as subscribed over on the side. In addition, you could create your own channel and put information on there. One of the nice things about channels in schools is that if you whitelist that channel or approve it for the GoStangs domain, every video in there is now approved. So like for videos that you create, if you put them all on your channel and you have your channel approved, any video is then approved. You don't have to approve every single video. So keep that in mind as you start putting videos on there. It's all about creating there. And then 360 videos on YouTube, great way to give kids experiences. You could show them different music halls around the world, or different things in 360 where they can spin it on a Chromebook or pop it open on their phone and see it. Creating playlists. Are you using playlists at all?
No.
Okay, so through YouTube, you could create playlists of songs or any video on there. So as you find different ones, if you had a group for like show choir that you wanted videos, you could create a Governor Mifflin Middle School show choir playlist and add videos just to that playlist. You could then share that playlist with all your show choir kids, and all of those videos would be listed under there. or if there are certain pieces that they need to practice and you have YouTube videos for them, you could create those under a playlist and have it like 2018-19 playlist or whatever it may be. So if you find a video you want to add to a playlist, down the bottom, there'll be a button there that basically is a plus button. Once you click on it, it's going to say add to. If you don't have any playlists yet, you would click create new playlist and then just drop those videos in that playlist. Once you have that created, then you would just share, put the share button, share that playlist with your kids, get the link, do whatever, just like sharing any other Google product. So good way to kind of organize those videos and get them down. So breaking down the walls, kind of what we're doing right now. So this is a live, hangout on air through YouTube. So right now, anybody could be watching this in the world. You could easily, if you wanted to, have parents watch a show choir practice, just invite the parents to it one day and be like, hey, we're practicing today. We'd love to have your feedback. Watch us practice and have them watch during the day or watch it later because it records it, and then give the kids feedback later on just to give them kind of an authentic audience outside of the school and not hearing the same thing from you all the time. So Creator Studio is where you would go to actually create that live event. So go through that. There are a bunch of free audio files actually on YouTube. They got rid of the video editing of YouTube, but all of that free audio is still on there. So there's audio and sound effects. So as we are creating videos, or if your kids are going to create videos and you want them to find some background music, everything on YouTube is copyright free under the Creator Studio. So they would go to their account, go to Creator Studio, and then there would be copyright free audio, as this GIF shows when you get to it. Then they can download it and use it for whatever, because it's copyright free. So it goes through sharing and the videos and playlists. So simply like we said before, clicking the share button, pushing that out, will give you a link. You push out to Google Classroom wherever you want to go for that. Through there, you can add, change your info and settings. They did add now, if you're in your GhostDangs account, that you can put information. You can make videos now just shareable to GhostDangs. So if there's videos within the school that you don't want to be out, you could do that. And then like normal, you could do public, unlisted, or private as typical videos. Talked about the speed a little bit before, so a good way to save some time as you're going through. Bunch of shortcuts. It's ironic how much I'll use like J to rewind 10 seconds on a video. And it's something I never knew about before when I started using that. And then on a mobile device, like if you're looking on an iPad or something else, if you double tap on the right or left side, it goes ahead 10 seconds or back 10 seconds. So kind of cool. Talking about the restriction process, you are familiar with that. So you can click approve to approve any videos. This way the kids in our domain would be able to see it. If it's not approved, they won't be able to see it. Looking at lessons in general, you used to be able to add some different things to YouTube. This has really gotten stripped out, so I wouldn't spend a lot of time with that. You can throw cards up though as a way of saying like, this is a good spot to look at this. What I really like is EdPuzzle. So if you've ever used EdPuzzle before, you can pull in a YouTube video or different videos right into EdPuzzle and stop it at different points and ask questions. So think about, if you had a video of someone playing a performance, you could stop at a particular point and say, like what chord did they just play? And then continue on.
Does that connect with the Google Classroom?
Yeah, you can. It goes through EdPuzzle, but you can, once you connect it to your Google Classroom, you assign it through your Classroom. So the kids would get an assignment on Classroom saying, watch this EdPuzzle video. It would take them out to EdPuzzle. They would take the quiz on there and answer all the questions on there.
They watch it individually with EdPuzzle.
Yep. And then once they're done and hit finish, it'll submit it, and show it as done in Classroom. And then you would just go to EdPuzzle to see their results. You could do it individually. You could do it as class. So if you had every single kid do it, you could see like question 1 when I asked them what pitch this was. These are the totals. And if you do it with multiple choice, it'll give you the the different things right away. So
are there accounts with EdPuzzle, or is it?
You create an account, but you can sign in with Google and everything else. How are you? We're live, just so you guys know. So I know you like to swear.
I mean, I can't do that now?
You can, but we are live to the world.
Signal in person, that's the mute button.
All right, so then the last thing is really giving those students a voice. So how can we get kids to push outside in school. YouTube's a great way to do that, whether it's them creating a little screencast of them doing something. This is a project that was done at Wilson where the kids had to record themselves playing a piece and then share it out. You know, very simple, but can be very powerful, especially when you have 300 kids. If you want to have individualized feedback or be able to see them play individually, you know, it's obviously hard. So, and then even sharing with each other and having them watch their own. So, questions on just YouTube videos in general? Sorry, not as creating, you know, on the opposite side of creating, but actually collecting and sharing.
You said the editor tools and the YouTube Creator have kind of gone away. What would you suggest for like students to put together on a Chromebook? Put together like podcasts that combines like images with.
Funny you asked that. So funny you asked that. All right, so first off, when we look at creating, you know, it can be very powerful. This was a video that was created by a student on mental health as one of their projects. So.
Hello, I'm Bobby.
And I'm here.
And today we will be talking about a topic that we think should be more discussed, which is mental health in youth.
Mental illnesses are disorders of brain function that can affect a person's ability to live a normal life. And 1 in every 5 young people suffer from mental illness. 70% of them do not receive the help they need.
The number of students has grown exponentially. Our population in the United States is higher than it's ever been. Thus, the total amount of people with mental health issues has grown. What has decreased is the availability of resources to help them in coping with those issues that they're going through. And without any hope in sight, it's not going to get any better.
That we should address mental health the same way we address physical health, because it does the same thing for the body.
In the last few years, especially the number of students who stayed behind after class to explain why, you know, they didn't have an assignment, and then they start crying and then can't stop crying.
At what age should the red flags begin to go up for parents?
So what you have here, you know, this is a student-created work who obviously had a passion about mental health and youth and took, you know, as a project, but even beyond, like, how can she make a difference? How can those 2 students really make a difference? And took this topic and really went with this video. Video was submitted, they did really well, and, you know, seen by tons of people for that ability to create change. We talked earlier about like the Dove Onslaughter project. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but all about women and body image and girls, and really how do you get to young girls before they see all this propaganda about how you're supposed to look, you know, and how much of a change that made, as well as we talked about the Ice Bucket Challenge. You know, because of the videos going viral and how powerful those videos were, it was like basically the top grossing fundraiser ever. You know, something with that simple concept. You didn't do it? So you weren't challenged, so you just donated. So you. All right. So yeah, as you asked, Travis, what are the tools? How do we create these videos? How do we create that video, especially when we're on an environment like the Chromebook or whatever? So I'm always a fan of, you know, voice and choice. So if I say to a kid, like, I don't really care that how they're making the video, you know, I want a video that shows this, or I want a video that invokes change, or I want a video that can describe to me that they understand the concepts of music or whatever it may be. So with that being said, like if they use a phone, you know, so be it. If someone has a new iPhone, that's probably better than, you know, like 98% of even, you know, store-bought cameras, unless it's a professional quality. So WeVideo is what I would recommend for the online editing tool. We do have some accounts through government, which I'll talk about then. iMovie, obviously you have some access to Macs, but kids don't have that access at home. Windows Movie Maker has since gone away, so that doesn't, you know, if a kid has a Windows machine, it doesn't necessarily work. But there's tons of other apps out there, like for the phone. I would just use the regular one. Using regular cameras, like I think Kathleen still has a flip camera that we could record, you know, yeah, that we can plug in and pull into there. And then really, question mark, like the kids are up on these things more than we are. So, you know, if they have something they want to use, so be it. You know, like why not let them use something? again, though, as a teacher saying, like, I can offer you support on WeVideo. If you want to go crazy with something else, that's fine, but you need to understand that I might not be able to help you, or we're going to work through this together to really see what we can do. So, hey, how are you?
2 less.
So looking at the steps, one of the biggest things that we forget about as far as recording goes is if you decide to let them use their phone, how do they get those videos from their phone to the computer to edit on WeVideo or to just to share with you once they're finished? So the biggest thing and what I would recommend is a lot of kids already have the Drive app on their phone. If they have the Drive app on their phone, it's as simple as going into the Drive app, making sure they're in their GhostAngs account, clicking the plus button, and then uploading whatever. As soon as they click that upload button, it's going to show them their camera roll. They can grab photos, they can grab videos, pull that stuff right into their GhostAngs account from their phone. So that's by far probably the best way to get those videos on there. And since we're in that educational domain, we have unlimited space, so we don't have to worry about how big the video clips are, any of those other things. Do you have a Drive app there? So if you click on, once the Drive app's open on the bottom right, there should be a plus button. If you click on that plus button, it'll say like upload or take a picture, and then it'll show your camera roll. Yeah. Did you find it all right? Okay. All right, so then WeVideo is what we really want to talk about. So like, how do we edit in WeVideo? What's the benefit of WeVideo? It is really powerful, especially when you have the paid accounts. So this link will take you there. This academy has a ton of videos on how to use WeVideo. And I think like even when we used it in your class, most of the kids just went out. We were there for support, but the kids went out, figured it out, and had questions as they asked. And we dealt with those as they asked and pushed them to those different things. One caution is if you're using the free account, you only get an export of 5 minutes a month. Each month it refreshes. But again, if it's about the educational process, so be it. I'm not really worried about it only being 5 minutes or a watermark. It's more of how they're proving what they learn. When we get to the point where we are truly trying to have them share with the world, that's where we probably want to get rid of that watermark and be able to do that. So we do have 75 paid accounts. The nice thing about the WeVideo paid accounts is we can delegate and pull back as needed. So if you had 75 kids working at one time, we can give them all accounts. They can export it, or they could be working on their free accounts. And when they're ready to export, we could delegate paid accounts to them. Once they're done exporting and finish their work, we can pull that back. And then it just sends them right back to a free account. They don't lose anything else. They just don't have any more of that additional export time. Or if they tried to export again, they would lose the watermark. All right, so let's give it a try. So if we want to go to WeVideo, so I don't know if you guys want to go to WeVideo, if you guys want to follow along. Just do the free one for now, then I can give you guys the paid now. You guys get the WeVideo all right? So then if you want to go to the paid account, I can. If you click on dashboard, on the bottom left, is there an area that says like upgrade account or add code or something like that? Yes. So if you type that code in,
yeah, make it real easy for sharing.
You type that code in.
Yes, right there. Is it okay that you're recording this on the live?
I stopped recording my screen for a second, so.
That means everybody that can find this can have our.
No.
Yeah, it says Lisa's organization.
Yeah, when Lisa set it up, she must have called it Lisa's organization. We won't say anything since we're.
Is that still paused?
Well, sound is not paused. I'm just not sharing my screen. some good-looking guy. I don't know. All right, so once you are on WeVideo, you have your stuff going across the top. Your dashboard's basically your starting spot. All right. If you want to create new, there should be a big plus button there if you didn't have any videos yet. So if we go into a video, we can click create new. And it's going to dump you into basically your lane. So right off the bat, I don't know, do you guys have timeline view? Do you see like video 1, video 2? So if you want to go with the KISS acronym and keep it simple, stupid, you can jump to storyboard view. Some kids like this because it's more like an iMovie, where it's only one thing across. A little less limited with what you can edit. But the nice thing about storyboard view is if it needs to be simple for the kids and all they're doing is throwing a couple video clips in there, you can do it in story mode or jump back to timeline. So the more options are the 3 lines on the top left. And then all the way on the bottom, it should say switch to timeline or switch to storyboard. I pretty much always work in timeline mode, but again, if you want to scaffold it for certain students, have them work in storyboard mode or have them work in timeline mode, whichever. All right, so what we can do is we could record right into WeVideo. So you'll notice there's a red record button on WeVideo. If you're using your phone, it's nice because if you hit record, you can use your camera right away. If you're using a Chromebook like the kids would, they need to download the WeVideo extension, all right, which is whitelisted for them to download. But when I click on this, it'll probably say, like if I want to record with my webcam, let's see. So since it's the first time, you need to install the Chrome extension. So I would hit install, add extension, allow. All right, so now I can kind of switch around here. And I actually have this webcam as well. So like if you would ever need like an external webcam. So if we were ready now, we could start recording with this. So we're counting down. So we're recording our movie, going across wherever it may be, different spots as we go. The other thing, this is where, again, like a lot of times the kids might want to record right on their phone, or they might want to pull in other video clips that they have. So if that's the case, once they get it on their drive, they can click on the import media button to bring in a video clip or a photo or a sound or anything else from anywhere on. So, you guys want to take a second to video record something real quick?
Oh, I already did.
You already did. Do you have anything yet, Travis, that you can pull in? Like, do you have any videos on your computer, or do you want to record something quick? Or
I don't think I have. I've got a little bit here.
Okay. So then on top, you have a bunch of different options as well. So as you go across, there's some project media that might have some predefined stuff in there.
I got it.
Got it.
Oh, I got it.
She like.
All right. Once you have a clip, you can pull that clip down to your timeline, then drop it on the video 1 or video 2. Video 2 would overlay video 1. So if you get into chroma key, does anybody know what chroma key is? So chroma key, once we have the green screen, or if you have a solid background, allows us to remove the background. So this is where we could say, like at this part of the movie, like if this was a solid background, if we edited this clip by double clicking and then going to chroma key, we could pick what color we wanted to get rid of in the background, and then it would make that, you know, completely go away. We can also mess around with the different levels to get it to a point where it's not getting rid of everything in the photo, but some. Great stopping spot. Yeah, so that's where you need that solid background, which is the goal of getting the green screen. Once you're done editing it, hit done editing it. So then if you had something, you know, here, and then you got rid of part in the front, you know, whatever is overlapping would be showing through. So this could be my background, extreme makeover, and then maybe I have something that's solid, you know, the part in front of it that you chroma key. So you have your background, or you have a weather, you know, weather report, weather map in the background with somebody standing in front of it. When you're editing video, there's some other options in there as well. So I double click on the video to get into edit. Going across the top, I can flip and rotate and do different things like that. I can scale it. So if I need to zoom in or zoom out, you know, a lot of times kids won't realize on a phone, they film it up and down, and then it cuts off the left and the right. So if kids are recording with their phone, you want to tell them right away, like turn it landscape, film it side to side, so that it doesn't cut that off. But if they did, then you could scale in and kind of get rid of some of that other stuff. So that scales in, scales out, where you can do different things. This is also where if you want to do like a special report, like a weather or a news broadcast, and how they have a video like in the top left sometimes, if you did, you know, one video over top of another, you could scale that down. And then on there, you know, your video would be overlapping. Chroma key it.
Is video 1 always in the foreground, video 2 is always in the background? For this?
Correct. Yeah. That's not too much. If I could get rid of that solid background. They got rid of it for you, Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't know why I wasn't showing. But so you have that picture on top of the picture going through as you play, so that if it played this, it would be there. You can drag these clips out just like you would have in other ones. So if I wanted this photo to be longer, I can drag it out. If I wanted to cut part of my video clip, I can move left or right, click on the little scissors, and cut out whatever part of the video clip I want. And then if I just simply hit, you know, delete or backspace on my keyboard, get rid of that part. So if kids have filming and there's a spot where, you know, a kid yells in the hall and they're filming and they just want to cut out that little part, they could cut before and after as they go through. Yeah. Yep. Going across, you also have your text. So if you didn't find your text box yet, you have all these different text options that you could drag down.
That's fun.
Yeah, so once you throw it on there, now this gives me kind of like the banner. If I double click on it again, it'll let me edit.
Now, can this aggregate video from different sources? Like, could we put it on live YouTube? Could we put a YouTube clip in here? Or would we need to download that YouTube clip locally, upload it to WeVideo, and use it?
You would need to download it and then put it in. So if it's, you know, if you're the owner of that YouTube video on YouTube, you can download that video. If you're the owner of it, if you're not, then you obviously have to reach out for permission
I'm just thinking
maybe
of
get the clip.
the demo video where you showed us about the mental health, right where you stopped it. They were going to go.
Yeah.
About mental health.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not something the kid created, but something the kid aggregated.
Yeah. Yeah. So they pulled that from the news broadcasts and then brought that in, from where. And because they went to the competition, I'm assuming that. Well, satire. If you go by Creative Commons and fair use guidelines, guessing they found a clip that was allowed, especially because they were going to the competition. They get very strict about that competitions, or at least asking permission. So I would assume news companies more than any are probably more likely to give a kid permission, like trying to send a message and Lady Gaga part of her kids all the time. All right, so pulling that in, so that's our text. We can bring audio files in, so if we have music that we want to pull in or different sound effects. So this is free music. We could drop that down at the bottom. So as we're going across now, we have music in here as well. So our problem now is what? We have the video playing, we have the sound going. So just like a lot of the other video editing programs, we can actually come down here and double click on our sound. And then we could add spots where we wanted to get rid of the sound. So you guys see how little dots are popping in there?
I thought you were going to say the problem is our home makeover.
Yeah, right. So now I put 4 dots in. If I grab this area here, I can pull this down, these dots down, so that when the video is playing above, it doesn't play any sound. So this sound is going to cut out now. Obviously, if I was doing this, I'd probably make it a little more gradual, like fade it in, fade it out. But so it goes away. We get our sound talking. Sound comes back in, as people are talking. This also gives you that ability, because it never fails. If you're pulling multiple videos together that kids filmed, chances are the sound's going to be different levels each time. So as a whole, I could grab this whole bar and bring it up or down if I needed to increase the sound of one or decrease the sound of another. So it's like a nice seamless sound going straight through. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes kids make when they put videos together, is they don't really think about it, and they'll be like, da 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 da. Is this a little story? And then it goes back up, and it just kind of keeps going up and down as they film different videos. You're screwed the whole time.
I was trying to put the photos together so that the table this will
It's amazing how sometimes personalities don't match in front of a camera. It could be the most boisterous kid in class, and then they get in front of a camera and they're like a complete mouse, and then you have a kid who's a complete mouse in class and they get in front of the camera and they're like, ah, going crazy. So, but some nice sound editing features there. If you want to add multiple audio files, so you can go through and click the plus button and add additional audio tracks. So you can even use this almost as a music editing if you want to put different sounds together. So I could keep adding different audio tracks in there, put them together, drop sounds here, drop sounds there, combine them, together as it goes through. Same thing with video. So I could add additional video clips so that if I wanted 3 videos over top of each other or 3 video timelines, I could do that by clicking on that plus button.
Right now we're in on the paid accounts.
Yes.
But you can do everything that we're doing now on the free accounts, with the exception of exporting.
You can't do the chroma key on the free account, and then some of these some of these premium sounds. I think if it goes down through, did you see premium music at the bottom? Like that wouldn't be available on the free account. And then same thing with this. Some of the more premium backgrounds or text items you can't use on the free account. Transitions obviously allow you between clips to make it fade in, fade out, whatever it may be. So that was kind of like a rasterized fade away. Most people who make videos, and if you watch real movies, they never use transitions. So it's usually a direct, a split, just a direct cut instead of using all those transitions. But if we're trying to make it a little fun for kids on certain projects, and the end all goal isn't a professional video, but you know, giving them a voice to speak out. You know, they might use some transition. In some cases, like a nice cross dissolve, just going away from a title slide. Yeah.
If you make some of these forgive Genius Sarah this year.
Yep.
Sarah take the 6 best 60-second project proposals. We take that for next year, so the kids can see what he's finished. Like, kids do videos on Flipgrid. It's totally fine with what to do. And I downloaded the finished project and have it in the files. So
Yeah, I'll show you that, and then that'll be our last step. So then, going across, there's also some graphics as well, and some of these are free, some of these are paid, based on what account there is, but some of these are like motion, so like if kids wanted to do a news broadcast, it's like that perfect opening slide, you know, and you think about the start of a news broadcast, it always kind of looks like, now I think we have 2 sounds going there. Themes, so it does give you some themes. This would be like a great way to do like a book talk, you know, because a lot of the themes you could have them follow a mood of certain, whatever it may be. So it picks music for them, it picks different themes or filters, you know, that uncover it. So this one's like uncovered. So if I use this theme, it'll apply some of that to it and change. You can see like it kind of has that green tint to it now. Just kind of giving it that overall theme. Since I already have dropped the audio file now. And crash that. So that was all based on that theme I picked, kind of keeping everything together. So I always think of it as like perfect for a book trailer. Like, all right, based on the, you know, the mood or the atmosphere of your book or that whatever you're talking about, pick a theme that matches it. You know, again, keeping it simple, stupid, and kids aren't going crazy finding sounds, finding all different things, so they can make it about them explaining instead of making it. So, would have a cool output to do. Questions? Guys, anything you can think of that you did like an iMovie that you want to be able to do in here that you haven't seen?
No, this looks great. You know, it seems very user-friendly and the ability to...
Exactly. It's completely web-based, and you know, you've edited yours on the phone. So like if a kid wanted to edit on their phone, they could. You know, they could go back and forth, you know, if they had to at any point in time. So. Yeah, I think it was, well, it would have been last year because I've only been here a year. It was the end of last year. We did it last spring. Yeah. 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 And I even think about like as kids do book trailers or as kids do some of the projects, like put the QR code in the book so other kids can see. Like, oh, this was the book trailer for that book. You know, this is what that kid said. You know, my daughter just read what was the one about the women in NASA? It was just a movie out.
Oh, the African American women.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, they do everything. The numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers.
Yeah.
Exactly
So very science based.
Yeah.
So hidden figures. Thank
you. He looked it up.
Did you Google it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, prime example of she got herself into this book and then had to finish it for a project.
Okay.
And it was very boring and she struggled through a lot of it. It's a very high level book. I mean, for her Lexile level, it's like senior to college level, you know, so I said, well, you know, maybe leave a little report that next time people know that unless you're really into aerospace and science, you might be a little bored in this book, you know, so. All right, so once we're done with our video and we want to move on, we can click on finish. Okay, it's going to make us save the, you know, a name and then set. So a couple different options. Since I'm on the page, it allows me to go up to 720. So no 1080, but you know, on a computer screen or YouTube, like what does it really matter? So 480, 720, and then it gives me options to link to certain things. So I could go right to YouTube if I wanted to. I could go right to my drive. So if I check on drive, it's going to let me save that movie right to my drive.
So on my phone,
Not positive on the phone. I'm pretty sure it'll give you an option for drive. You might need to go into options and attach.
Okay.
Like it might make you attach your drive first.
Okay.
So what this is doing now is finishing that project and making one video that they would be able to share with you, submit to Classroom, whatever it may be, not email because it's going to be too big. But I'm pretty sure it comes out. I'm pretty sure it comes out in MP4 that it's an all-encompassing video. Because the biggest problem kids don't realize is they'll share the WeVideo link, and WeVideo, just like any other video editing software, all it does is link to different files wherever they're saved. So even like on a Mac, like if you started a movie on a Mac and moved to a different Mac, it doesn't know where those computers are. It's just referencing different files. So until you finalize it and finish it, you don't have that one file that you would share with somebody and be able to watch.
And what's the easiest way for kids to drive in that book?
Yeah, I would just have them submit the link on Classroom. So, if you push assignment to them, they push an assignment, have them put the link in there, or just grab the file from their drive and it's just the link right there. So you have them then as well. So it's done, depending on how long the video is, it obviously would take a lot longer. It gives me a video link here, which is through WeVideo. But then also if I go to my drive, because I attached WeVideo to my drive, there'll be a WeVideo folder in here. That'll automatically organize those videos into. So any video I exported from WeVideo shows up in here. And that one is called Untitled 4 or something. Once they load. I actually think this is a different WeVideo folder. Yeah. So there it is. So processing, so in a couple minutes, it'll be ready based on size. Watch it, share it, just like any other drive file or submit it to Classroom.
Time is kind of creating and
Yeah, it's not too bad. It is. Kids don't really want it. So other resources that you can use, but again, as far as the editing itself goes, WeVideo is the one. Any questions? Good to go? So, moving forward, if you need help with it, let me know. The other thing is if you need WeVideo accounts for your kids, like when you get to a point where you're going to do a project, let me know. We can delegate, those 70 accounts and and flip flop and do as we need. Best thing to do would be to have kids sign in with GoStangs, start their accounts on the free ones, and then as you need that paid account, let me know, and then we'll just give it to those kids. So we can set up
So they'll be able to switch onto that.
Correct. Yeah. We'll just give them a code or send them an email, or you can post a link on Google Classroom that when they clicked on, it would put them into that area. And the other thing we can do is we can make like a group. So we could make like a, whatever, a group, and then when that group's done, we can pull all those kids in.
Well, it's kind of nice because it gives them